When I do my Lean Six Sigma classes live, I spend about 6-7 hours on this presentation. I can't do that online. So what I'll do is do about the first 15 minutes and then hand you out the PowerPoint. If you have any questions, I want you to bring it up on the discussion. The whole objective of this thing is to learn Lean principles and goals. The concept of Lean has been around for a long, long time. 1926, almost 100 years ago, Ford said one of the most noteworthy accomplishments of keeping the price of Ford products low is the gradual shortening of the production cycle. So what Ford's saying is time is money. The longer an article is in process of manufacture, the more it's moved around, the greater its ultimate cost. The concept of value added is any activity that increases the form and function of the product or service. This is stuff the customer will pay for. So basically we do that calculation. We got the benefits over costs. We all do this, whether we're buying pickles at the store, buying a new car, how we spend our weekend, our free time. We all do this. What's in it? What's the benefit over the cost? We all do this value calculations, and our customers do it, whether they're providing a service or a product. The whole thing behind Lean is eliminating the waste. In other words, getting rid of anything the customer's not paying for, the non-value added, getting rid of it and just delivering value to our customer. This is stuff that the customer would pay for. And here come the reasons why we can't always do this. Again, this is whether it's a service or a product. It's passed down from generation to generation why we can't make this happen. The first one, the guy's responsible for production doesn't have time. The machine's broken, got too many calls waiting, the computer's down, whatever. He just doesn't have time to make it happen. He's too busy putting out fires. One of the things they do is the scheduling, right? We try to schedule and plan ahead. I was in an organization, the factory. What we actually got rid of our scheduler. What we do is the customer would call and actually do it EDI, and we would get that and we'd make the product usually within a few hours, maybe a day. So we never needed a scheduler. We just did it whenever the customer demanded it. And in the service industry, we've all been in that situation where we had to make an appointment and then we have to make another appointment. Think of healthcare. This is the case. You're sick. How cool would it be if we just went in there and we took care of it right away? One-stop shopping. In the human resources, we always seem to have extra people, especially in the office. I'm going to include a link to a podcast on BS Jobs, except he doesn't say BS. Take a listen to it. We tend to throw more people at a problem than needs to be thrown at it. And finally, the biggest tale of all, we're all just victims. We can't do anything about it. We're victims. It's how we react to circumstances that we succeed or fail. We don't make things happen to us. And we can find reasons for failing, right? We know it will fail, right? We've all seen this. It's hopeless, it's helpless, it's useless, worthless, blameless, it's not my fault. We've all seen this, right? And you get these beliefs like this, it's just not going to happen. So you need to overcome them. And I show this slide, right? It makes it sound like, well, yeah, just get rid of them, right? No, these are deep ingrained, right? You're going to have to fight it. And there are techniques, right? And we're not going to go into them much here, but they're available on the net. How to overcome limiting beliefs, or how to overcome difficult people, how to identify difficult people. And I'm going to include a few links, but there's a wealth of information on the internet. Office layout, and I'm going to go back to that cellular bit. I'll tell you the best office layout I've ever seen. I went to a Japanese factory once and basically just had a big table and everybody had a little spot on that table that they could sit at and do their work. I wasn't real comfortable with that, but I saw a better version of it. I actually worked in it. Basically, everybody worked on the same product. The account manager, the purchasing guy, the sales guy, the engineer, the technicians, the quality control. Well, we were all in a big room. We all had our cubicles around the outside of this big room. In the middle was a conference table with no chairs. But we were able to find whatever we needed. We were all right there in that room. So in very little time looking for people, looking for office supplies. It was all right there. Very, very, very efficient. We could, I won't get into it, but we could deliver a project in we could call a meeting within about 2 minutes. I'll just leave it there. Okay, let's talk about teams. This is fundamental. There's an old African saying, if you want to go fast, go alone. You want to go far, go together. It's all about teams. You get so much synergy with the right team. At the same time, if you don't have the right team, oh man, it'll just destroy your organization, literally suck the life out of somebody or out of a team. So let me talk about a guy named Muda up in Purdue. He wanted to increase egg production. So what he did is he took 8 groups of 8 chickens. So he got 8 groups with 8 chickens in each group. And he measured the egg production in each group. He picked out the super group, and then he made another group of 8 chickens out of those super group, let them reproduce the next one. And he kept on repeating this. After a few generations, he was producing 40% more eggs. The super groups had increased. They actually built on each other. And whatever it is that made those chickens get along so well got passed on from generation to generation until he had 40% more eggs out of it. And he said, wait a second, I got a better idea. Let me try this. I'll do another 8 groups of 8 chickens, right? And I'm going to measure each chicken, right? And in each one of those super groups, instead of a super group, I'll have the 8 best super chickens. In other words, 8 best super chickens form a super group and let them produce the next super group. And then I'll do the 8 best chickens out of those groups and keep on doing it, right? Oh man, this is going to be great, right? Well, it turns out that not only did they not produce more eggs, in fact, they were all dead except for about 3 chickens after a few generations. The super chickens really weren't that super. What they were good at was pecking the other chickens and suppressing their performance so they looked good. It was a disaster. Now think of your own organization. You know who a supergroup is. They kind of make everybody miserable. They peck at you. They try to make you look bad. They go behind your back. They'll suck the life out of an organization, right? Here, let me give you some examples in the next couple slides. This is the 2004 Dream Team, right? The 12 best players in the NBA, the 12 super chickens, I'm going to call them. Just absolutely beautiful, right? And I remember watching these guys, right? They would literally... Kobe would get the ball and he'd take it to the hoop. 4 guys would collapse on him. And what would he do? He'd continue taking it to the hoop. Meanwhile, the others are standing with their hands on their hips, watching him, right? So what was the results? Well, the 3 powerhouses, basketball powerhouses, Argentina, Puerto Rico, and Lithuania, beat us, right? And their tactic was quite simple, right? Whoever had the ball, everybody go and guard him. Right? Just guard them and take the ball away from them, right? This is the worst performance. Two games in all the previous Olympic put together. And again, there are 12 super chickens working as super chickens. If you think about the first Dream Team, if you ever get a chance, it was different. These guys were out there, they were having fun. They knew they were better than everybody. And they'd had fun. They take pleasure in the other person, burning the other opponents. They enjoyed it, right? They were working as a group, as a team, having fun, right? Meanwhile, the Detroit Pistons were the 2004 NBA champions. They had nobody on the Olympic team, but this team could have beat anybody in the world, right? They worked as a team, right? They knew how to do it, right? My God, they had an incredible record. They had like 28 losses is all. And then they go into the championship and they meet a bunch of super chickens and beat them, right? Larry Brown was the Dream Team coach, right? He was also the Pistons coach. And what he had with the Dream Team is he had time for the team to form and get to know each other and perform. 4 stages of teaming: forming, storming, norming, and performing, right? And it takes time to get performing. And what would happen is Larry Brown would just sit there and watch these people because they all knew each other. They worked together as a team, right? He didn't have the time to develop that with the Olympics. So what happened now is Larry Brown basically lost his job as the Olympic coach. They put in Coach K, who's an ex-military guy, and he just gets there and barks out orders. He doesn't try to form the team. He doesn't have time, so what he does, he just got the superstars acting together, right? He's in charge, and we've had success ever since then as an American basketball team. This is where I'm going to leave the PowerPoint as far as the audio. Take a look at the rest of the PowerPoint. It'll be in paper form. If you have any questions, again, put it in the discussion. We'll talk about it. Thanks.